Thanks for listening. Money hates noise. You can see this in real life too. The loudest places are usually the poorest, while the most elite places are silent. Thank you for the messages on the previous video. Today I will tell you a true story about how our human weaknesses trigger and drag us into bankruptcy. We are breaking free from financial dogmas. Markets work in cycles. Think about it. From March 2020 to December 2021, we saw the rise of global companies. NASDAQ and S&P provided great returns. Meanwhile, the crypto market also had serious rallies in 2021. Then, a correction process took about a year. From December 2022, it started rising again. This tells us one thing: liquidity flows from market to market, creating cycles. Back in October 2021, the crypto market was in a frenzy. Everyone was talking about altcoins. I went to visit a friend in his loft in Tribeca, New York. He had a guest. We sat down and the guy started telling me his story. It played out like a movie scene before my eyes. He said, "I bought an altcoin. I won't name it, but you can guess. It was rising beautifully. I bought in. Now I am down about 30%. I haven't slept in days. What should I do?" I asked him, "It's just an altcoin. How much could you have possibly invested to lose sleep over it? For example, how do I buy altcoins? I have a specific balance for short and medium-term trading. I use a portion of that." This guy, he had invested over $100,000 into this single altcoin. I said, "Man, you must have a $1 million portfolio on the side to throw that kind of money into an altcoin with your eyes closed. 30% shouldn't hurt you." Then he dropped the bomb. "Part of it is my savings, and the rest, if I sell, God willing, I was going to buy a house. My wife thinks the money is still in the bank. She is looking for houses for sale right now." Those who watch the movie Seven know there are 7 deadly sins in religious literature. First, you felt entitled to invest your joint life savings into something you know nothing about without even asking your partner. This is pride. Second, you invested all your money into a single asset based on a rumor, trying to win big in a short time. This is greed. I have never seen anyone commit these 2 errors and not lose money, myself included. I told him, "The path is clear. If a bounce comes, get out at break even, or leave a small amount that won't disturb you. But honestly, I don't expect a rise because for the last month, I see this altcoin everywhere. Social media, Reddit, YouTube. Money hates noise. When a commodity is talked about the most, that is the froth stage. That is where the price rises the fastest. It's FOMO. People buy it thinking it's their last chance. So you have 2 options. Option 1, accept the 30% loss, admit the mistake, and exit. This is what I would do. Opportunities always come back." He said, "I won't sell at a loss. Do you know how hard I work for this money?" Okay then. Option 2, we wait for a strong bottom and consolidation. You make a serious addition there. When it reaches the average cost, you exit. But this process can be painful and long. He agreed. We exchanged numbers. About 3 months passed. The altcoin dropped significantly. Indicators bottomed out. I called him. "This is an opportunity," I said. "Let's add here. If it goes negative again technically, we sell this new portion with a small loss." We calculated the stop level. By the way, the guy hadn't slept properly for months. His psychology was ruined. The next day, he made a substantial purchase. The cost average came down significantly. The tense waiting began. After a few weeks on edge, the reaction rally finally started. 5 to 6 days of strong pumps, and finally, he passed his average cost and went into profit. Let me tell you, even though I had no profit in this, I was probably happier than he was. I realized he didn't call me. It was evening, so I called him. Expecting a joyful voice, I heard a tense one. I said, "It passed the cost, you sold, right?" He said, "No, I didn't sell. They are giving very high targets. They say the bull run has started. I waited this long. I won't sell without a decent profit." I said, "Man, you are the guy who hasn't slept for 3 months. Okay, if you want it so much, sell 90%. Risk the rest." He replied, "I suffered so much. I won't sell until I double this money. I will wait until the end if necessary." Look, impulses are our enemies in the market. When they kick in, logic leaves the equation. We all have a common perception. When winning, we see money just as a number. When we lose, we remember what we could buy with it, realize it's real money, and get upset. I said, "It's your call, but let's not talk about this anymore." We hung up. A few days later, a sharp decline began in that coin and continued for months. You know that place where he was last in profit? It fell from there for months. I don't know if he sold or not after our last talk. Honestly, I just hoped internally that he did. Months later, I met the friend who introduced us. I learned what happened. He really kept his word. He waited until the end and didn't sell. Including the last edition, his total money inside was around $300,000. He saw $350,000 and didn't sell. With this crash, his money went down to $50,000. Losing hope, he sold at the bottom and entered futures trading to win it back. And there, he lost everything. This story might sound familiar to many of you, because whether it's small or big money, most of us have fallen into this situation at least once. Before making a decision in the market, I questioned myself, is this an impulsive decision or a logical one? Because noise triggers impulses. Here are the 3 deadly sins of the market. Envy. Looking at something rising fast and saying, "Everyone is winning, let me win too," and buying right in the middle of the move. Greed. Taking risks beyond our limits to win big, or not being satisfied with reasonable gains. Pride. Thinking we know everything after winning money by luck in a short period, and acting without doubting our decisions. If we just stay away from the noise and avoid these 3 errors, profit is inevitable. The person in this story is now a good friend of mine and a much better investor. He recovered most of his losses. Even at a professional level, we are all students in the market. If your interest continues, in the next video, I will try to explain the market maker. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for listening.